What's up, guys? So today's job is to replace this garage door right here. It's an exterior door, so it's metal plated. As you can see, the threshold's completely gone. There's some water damage on the actual frame, on the door jamb. So replacing just the door is not feasible. Have to replace the whole thing. But inside, the frame looks fine. So it seems to be just a door jamb. So I'm gonna be taking the trim out, taking the door out, cleaning everything up, checking for damage on the frame itself. And over here there's a gutter. I guess they haven't cleaned this area, or the gutter right there, you can see it's overflowing with stuff. And you guess the water will just pull in there and just spilling over, and then getting on the trim, and then running down the frame, and then just getting everything wet. And over the years, give it time, it will rot. So that's today's job. If you're interested in how much I'm charging for this job, well, stay to the end where I'll give you more details. So let's get started.
Never had a lot of shit come easy. Had to work hard, struggle just to be me. Had to rise up just so they could see me. Did what I had to do just to feed me, and what was left over I put towards my dreaming. But the only thing...
Alright, a little pause here. So if this is the first time changing a door for you, there are some things you need to take into account in order to get a new door. So the first thing is you need to measure how wide your frame is. Normal exterior doors, standard, it's going to be 36 inches. Very rare occasions it's going to be 32. Most times it's going to be 36. Now the height for a regular door, when you go to the store and buy them, it's going to say 80 inches. Your opening normally is going to be either an inch or 2 inches bigger than your actual height of your door. So as long as the opening is bigger than 80 inches, you should be alright. So 36 by 80. Now, another thing that a lot of people don't think about when getting a new door is measuring the door jamb. Yes, they come in different sizes. This one right here is 7¼ So when buying a new door jamb, a pre-hung door actually, you gotta make sure the door jamb is gonna match your existing one, because if it does not, then you're gonna have to make up for the difference. I don't want to make up for the difference, so I'm gonna try to find one that's the same size. Sometimes they don't have them, so what you do is you get one that's gonna be a little smaller than this one, but then you're gonna get a strip of wood, like a 1 by 2, and then strip it through the metal and then make up the difference. So anyways, now I gotta take the frame off, and then the easiest way to do that is to use a saw and then just cut it apart, and it will come right out.
Take into your hands a plan, your own hands can land your own brand. And damn, I feel like no one takes accountability. They want the credibility, convincingly unwilling to put in the hours it takes to get some power. Don't be fucking sour, take a cold shower, scream until you're louder, work until you're prouder, and all the doubters, they're just young downers. I swear to God they all let me down.
Alright, so I'm at my favorite place, the orange store. So this is a 36 by 80. Another thing that I forgot to mention to you guys is the swing. Left hand or right hand swing. How do you know which one is it? Well, which way is the door opening when you open it? Is it opening to the left? That will make it a left hand swing. But if you open it to the right and it swings to the right, then that means a right hand swing. So that door over there was a left hand swing. So this is the one that I need right here. Problem that we have though is the door jamb that I need is 6 9/16, and I guess has to be special order, so I don't have time for that. So I'm gonna have to get this one right here and then extend the door jamb, and I'll show you guys how I do mine.
I swear to God they all let me down. I always fought just to wear the crown.
How you doing?
How you doing? That's a question.
Doing okay.
Yeah?
Just measuring.
Yeah.
How about yourself?
What's that?
How about yourself? I don't see the walker.
Yeah. I'm just going a short way.
Ah.
I got my oxygen in there. Yeah. Well, looks to me like you know what you're doing.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
I'm off at these fucking clowns who were all taught they deserve an ounce. It's only worth it if you work for it. It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the crown. I swear to God they all let me down.
Alright, so I'm about to screw the door in place. So when installing any door, whether it's exterior, interior, it doesn't really matter. If it's a pre-hung door, there are two ways you can do this. The first one is always start where the hinges are. Always. Make sure that your door jamb is level. Just like this one right here. So that's the first way. As long as you make sure the side with the hinges is level, everything else will be fine. Now, another way you can do this, which I have the door wedged down here. When you close the door, the reveal between the door jamb and the door, you can just make sure everything is even all the way around, even if you don't use a level, and the door is going to be fine. Another thing you got to keep in mind when installing the door jamb is make sure that it's almost flush with the interior drywall. So if it's a little bit off, you can fill in that with caulking once you get done, but you want to make sure that it's even, so that way when you put your trim, it's not gonna be an issue. Now, I told you that my door jamb is actually shorter than the actual wall. So once I install the door, I'll be dealing with that, and I'll show you what I usually do. Once you're ready to actually screw it for good, I got my sides even, both sides. What you do is you want to wedge in between the areas where you're going to screw it in. So I'm going to use this hole right here that I showed you earlier. So what I want to do is I want to put a wedge right above that and another one right on the bottom, so when I screw it in, it's not going to bow the door jamb. Screw in place, wedge the reveal. It's even all the way down there on the sides. It closes and opens just fine. So now all I gotta do is just cut the wedges right here, cut all that off, and then start working on the outside door jamb. Alright, let me show you how I'm gonna actually extend that door jamb. I don't like buying the extensions because, for one, they're like almost $70 and they don't really extend all the way out like I need it over here. So the way I do this is I get a 1 by 3 pine, and I just make like another reveal. So just like that, you see how it's going there. Now obviously in the back I don't have enough space to put a full piece, so what I'm doing is I'm just filling in the gaps with shims, and then I'm just nailing it in place. and then I just keep going all the way down, and then let me show you. You see this line right here on the door jamb? That's what I'm following over here. So I'm just following that line, and obviously the wood's not 100% straight, but I'm just bending it and then putting wood shims in the back and then just nailing it in place, going all the way down. So here I lost some footage. So I got the extension installed, and I realized the stucco was sticking out a little bit past the extension, so I wasn't gonna go get another strip of wood that was actually wider and redo the whole thing. So instead what I did, I got my grinder, diamond blade on it, and I just cut the stucco back like you see in the video right now, and I use a hammer to get all the little chunks out, so that way I can install the trim recessed into the stucco. I also lost the footage for the trim, but all I got is pine, the same thing, 1x3 actually, a little wider, and I cut the frame to size, and that's what you're watching right now. Just cut in the stucco so that way the trim on the outside fits in place.
Let's go. Yeah, I'm like an addict. Do I gotta have it? I ain't even playing. Got a really bad habit.
Okay, I got the trim on. Before I put it on, I put some foam in the back just to fill in the little gaps. Just to let you know, because I'm sure somebody's gonna notice that. But anyways, here's the trim. This is what it looks like. I just started caulking it, just the seams. So that's what it looks like right there. There it is. There's my corners right there. Look, no caulking, and they look perfect. So I'm gonna be caulking that right there all the way down. As you can see, there are no gaps. It's tight. And I do have some stucco over here, so I'll come back tomorrow and patch that with actual stucco. But on the inside, I'm gonna put caulking, and then I'm gonna put stucco over it, so that way the water doesn't get through the top. That's probably what the problem was before, since whoever installed this door when they first built the house, they probably just cut the trim to fit like I showed you earlier, and they left a big gap on the top, and the caulking over time just wore out, and then the water started getting through the top right there. So now all I gotta do is just put the trim on the inside. So the principle is the same. I just gotta measure 1/4 inch from each side, up and down, and then get the trim put on. I learned this one from Finish Carpentry. I'm sure if you guys do any kind of trim work or woodwork, you heard of Finish Carpentry. I get some 2P10 glue with the activator, and then what you do is you put your trim on a level surface and put the glue on one side, and then the activator on the other, and then stick them together. You only got a few seconds before you can't move it again, so you gotta make sure you get it right. And that's it, and that will hold together. Do the next one.
Yeah. Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good, fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah. Please say any negative thoughts, I pop off when I hear people say I cannot. I get off to the thought of proving everyone wrong, I won't stop to the top, so you better back off and get lost. I'ma stay loud, stay proud, never running out, never heading south. I'll be spreading out, call it word of mouth, can't put me down, I'll be getting loud. You can have your doubts, not what I'm about, have your cloud, it be raining now. I keep making sound, go another round, I'm legend bound, can't stop me now. You don't wanna fuck with me, a slow burn like a disease. Just tell me that I can and I'll show you things that you couldn't believe. Just tell me that I can. 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 Anything negative, cause I just wanna hear it out your mouth, yeah. Give me fuel, it's a tool that I use to go ahead and run my mouth, yeah. I take shots, I take loss, I make shots, I miss lots.
Just in case the water gets behind it, it needs to be able to come out. That was the problem with the other one. The water got behind it, it was not able to come out, so the wood underneath it rotted out. So, never caulked the front of this. Do the back, but not the front. And I caulked the sides right here, so the water will not get underneath it. There we go. I'll be coming back for another job here. I'm gonna be putting some flashing up here, so that way when the water overflows, the flashing will keep it away from the trim. So this is the outside. Let's go ahead and open the door. I got the hardware mortise in there, since this was a little bigger than the pre-drill one. Weather strip. Got my lines right here painted on the inside. It looks great. Straight. Let's go ahead and close the door. Trim joints look great. I got a tiny bit of paint on the hinge right here, so I'll get my knife and scrape it off. Nobody's perfect, so there's always going to be little details that you're going to find when you think you're done, but I'll be getting that off with my nail. I mean, if I didn't show you, you wouldn't even know about it, but I like to do it the right way, so, because you just never know. That little detail made me a callback, and I really don't want to come back for free, that is. Yep. Oh, look how nicely this closes. Always make sure the lock works, because that's going to be one of the things that people are going to call you back for, because the door doesn't lock properly. Ask me how I know that. But yeah, now let's go ahead and talk how much this was and how long it took me. Alright guys, so that is done. For those of you that want to know how much I charge, well, the total estimate was $1770. The lady is an older lady, so, and she's a veteran, and if you guys you know, I'm a veteran too, so I try to give military people a discount, so I gave her 10% off, so that saved her $177. And so the total bill was $1593. I spent about $480 in materials. That includes the door and paint and all that good stuff. And so profit net in my pocket, it's about $1113. Now the job took about 2 days, okay, but it wasn't 2 full days. I would say hours total, maybe 10-12 hours. And the reason it took that long is not so much the actual work for the door. It was painting. I hate painting. I included a basic white paint for the door, but she wanted 2 different colors, one on the outside, one on the inside, and then that usually takes a lot longer. And then on top of that, the temperatures were cold, so the paint took longer to dry. And yeah, so painting took like a long time. I would say 4 hours easily, 5 maybe. If it wasn't for painting, this would have been a 1-day job. But you know, I did it for her since she's an older lady and I wanted to make her happy. So sometimes, you know, just gotta do what you gotta do. But anyways, yeah, so I had a few setbacks, but as you guys saw in the video, you know, you just gotta use common sense and get it done. As long as it's functional, it looks nice, your customer will always be happy. If you like the video, guys, make sure you like, subscribe, and I will see you next time.